Well, it's 5 minutes past our mark. Do we want to just start? And if someone comes in, I'll just do a quick speed through.
Yeah, and I think most likely is a lot of them are like stressed and they're gonna watch the video later anyway. So
Be true, be true. Alrighty. Okie dokie. I will share my screen. By the way, hello. I am Sarah. I am joined today by Jolene and Maria, who will be kind of watching the chat. Feel free to ask any questions that you want to ask. Jolene and Maria, feel free to interrupt me at any moment to ask those questions. And yeah, I will share my screen and we shall get started. Hello to the two of you who just joined, by the way. So, AutoCAD. For those of you who do not have it yet or do not know, AutoCAD is a 3-year free trial tool. So you really do have a lot of time with it as long as you put in a student an email that's kind of like with a school, or just kind of put your email to a school, and you'll be able to get it for 3 whole years. So that's exciting. Also, if you are like on AutoCAD right now and following along, I know that my screen is going to look a little different than what yours looks like, because I do have my AutoCAD kind of made, like I have all my preferences that are not like the default preferences. So if you do have a question and you're all like, wait a minute, that's not where that is on my computer, feel free to just stop me and ask where you can find that. So yeah, basically, I'm just gonna get you guys familiar with the interface before we start doing the actual drafting. And yeah, I guess the first thing to start with would be preferences down here, if you can see my cursor. So basically, this kind of will choose what you're gonna see on your canvas. If you want the grids on or off, honestly, I usually leave them on, though I don't really do anything with them. You can have snap mode on, to where if you make a line, it'll snap to a point on the grid. Again, I don't super use it because I never knew how big the units were on the grid. So not something I usually do, but totally you can. This little button here makes it orthographic. So orthographic basically means 0, 90, 180, 270 degrees. And basically it'll make sure that the line can only be on those 4 angles. Turn that off. If you turn this on, this little button here, and click the drop down menu, you can choose basically any angle that you want to snap to. So again, the first one's orthographic, second one's axonometric, the third one's isometric, the rest of them for other things, I never really use them either, but they're there, and you can also put in any that you want using your tracking settings if need be. That's one thing that I usually always keep on, just because it's very useful, especially when you're drawing axons, which you will be doing today. Next thing that I really want to talk about is OSnap, or Object Snap. Here you can basically choose anything that you want your lines to snap onto. I recommend playing with this feature and kind of just getting familiar with what each one of these mean. If you want to just kind of start out, I would always say endpoints, midpoints, intersections, extensions, and parent intersections. All great, always have them on. The rest of them are, it's up to you really if you want the rest of them. But yeah, play around with them. Feel free to just kind of mess around and explore the program. But yeah, let's begin the drafting. So if any of you happened to go to the drawing meeting that we did, or technical drawing meeting that we did, you will have seen Maria drawn a beautiful beginning of this sticker that we have. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in the word image, and it'll allow me to basically insert an image from basically wherever on my computer. I have saved an image of what Maria has made, and I'm just going to stick it in randomly. And something that I think is important to note is, if you notice, this image is terrible quality. And that was on purpose, because I do want to show you that, like, you know, it doesn't really matter like how good of a camera you have or of how like low quality images you can find. AutoCAD will do the heavy lifting for you. Like, nothing has to be perfect. AutoCAD has got you back. So let me grab my notes that I had all the dimensions. Throw it over there. So the first thing that we want to do is get this to be the right scale that we wanted it in. And so purposely what I have done is my lines right now are in decimal. You will not want them in decimal. You're going to type in unit, and to see where it says decimal here, you're going to change it to architectural. Click OK, and then you can make a line. Also, you're going to want to make stop it. Cool, AutoCAD crashed. That's fine. But yeah, just a note to say that these are very robust programs, and they will crash. Something that just a predicament that will be happening, you know, with the general I guess landscape that we're in. You know, not everyone has these amazing computers that can run and do all of this stuff. It is okay. Let me share my screen again. I realized it stopped doing that. Yeah, there we go. We're back. So, make a new layer. Color it something different. I am going to choose a specific color because I do not like the colors that it usually gives you. And we're going to write in our dimension, which is going to be 2 inches, and so what I just wrote here is 2 and 3.5 inches, which basically, like, if you were on a roller and you were looking at like the little tick marks, that's kind of how we're going with this. Also, I should mention, to make a line, type in line or type in the letter L. Either one should work. So yes, 2 and I didn't change my units, did I? Back to architectural, okay. Line 2, 3.4 inches. You don't really have to put the quotation mark. It'll always assume that you are in inches. So if you just put 2 point whatever, it'll make it into inches. So, important thing.
Sarah, quick question. Let's say my AutoCAD opened up in decimals and not in inches. How do I change it?
You type in the word units. Here it'll say decimal. Pop up in here, change it to architectural. And basically it'll figure it out for you. And we'll, yeah. So anyway, I put the image in. Obviously, it's not at the right scale. Oh no, what should I do? Don't worry about it, friend. I got you. Ooh, another important thing. Selecting. Green means anything it touches is selected. Blue means anything 100% inside of it is selected only. In order to get to green, it literally just go from right to left on your screen. It doesn't matter if you're going from up or down, as long as you're moving from right to left. Blue, other way, move from left to right, you'll get a blue selection. Super exciting. So yeah, go ahead, select the image, and you're going to type in the word scale to scale things. So what I like to do is literally just choose the endpoint and kind of just estimate from there. Again, I made it bigger than smaller because I'm a silly. But from there, it really is just about, again, AutoCAD will do the heavy lifting for you. Things do not need to be 100%. Because yeah, the precision will come from the tool. Cool. I think that's pretty good. So I was gonna say something, but I forget it now. So if I remember, I remember what it was. Layers. So if you see here, the little check mark is on the white layer. In order to make anything on this yellow layer here, you have to double click that check mark. It does not matter if it is highlighted in blue. If the check mark is not there, you are not on that layer. So make sure to double click where it says status. And that'll make sure that you're on the layer. So yeah, basically this line that I made is on the white layer, but I want it on the yellow layer. Easy fix. All you gotta do is go up here, click on the yellow layer, and there it is. It'll be on the yellow layer. So we can go ahead, lock this layer so we don't mess with it, and we can make a new line. So this line, basically what we're gonna do is see this like little green dot here. That was from our O snap. That is our endpoint snap. And also these little green lines that we see are our angle snap, right? So basically we know that we're gonna do 75 or 45 degrees, and we're going to type in our next dimension, which if you're wondering where I'm getting these dimensions from, they are preset dimensions. Mostly when you're in, once you've made it to the drafting stage, you will already know your dimensions, but yeah. Ooh, another important thing. So if you notice here, this line needs to be here. And I need to do that. But yeah, if you notice, if I were to put a line on top of a line, now this is something that I'm pretty sure this is something that I have added on my AutoCAD. This isn't the default, is selection cycling, just something that I think is very important. If you literally just type in selection cycling, all you got to do is change this little number to 2. It won't be 2 when you first get it. If you change it to 2, it'll basically turn on selection cycling for you, and it'll allow you to kind of take this little thing up and choose between two lines if like two lines are right on each other. Just a little tidbit. But yeah. Basically, you'll just continue to type in your lines, and so from here you can straight up just type in copy or CO. That'll allow you to copy, and just copy them on both sides. Here on both sides. And then for this, we have, this is another one where we know we're going to use the midpoint, and we'll go up. If you use a line and move to a midpoint or an endpoint or anywhere that your O snap is on, and just move your cursor around, and type in a number. 1, 11, 16. It will bring your cursor up to that space and not draw the line, and then you can draw the line at that space, if that makes any sense. So like, if you know you need to be like 1 inch off of this one object, you can type in that inch and then draw the line afterwards. 1, 13, 16. And from there, we can go ahead.
Sarah, can you repeat the dimensions again?
The dimension, let me show this cool little thing here, is the distance. So if you go from here to here, it'll basically just show the distance in which your line is. All you gotta do is basically click the area that you want to start at, there you want to end at, you get the distance.
What's the distance from the height, like the tip, to the bottom?
Oh, that one. Okay, cool. So from whatever. You can also do line and literally just make a line. It is 111 over 16.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, so from there we can go here. Also, notice it's not perfect. That's okay. AutoCAD doing that heavy lifting for you. This little small corner here is 11 by 16. And then up here, we're going 7 by 16, not 11. The next one is 1 dash 13, 16. And then over here, we're gonna go 1. Oh, panning. I probably should have definitely gone over how to pan. But this one is 311 over 16. And that does not look like a 40 factor. It does. Panning and zooming and all of that fun stuff. On a mouse. And I'm going to tell you how to do it on a mouse because I have not done it on a trackpad for years, and you should always use mouse when you're working in programs. So much easier. So if you hit the scroll wheel, you will pan around. And then also, you know, zooming in and out. So the scroll wheel. That really it. So yeah. You're gonna go ahead, finish this up. Beautiful. And so then, if you go over here, you can hide this, and you have the beginning of your beautiful axon. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and finish this drawing, but I do want to bring up, construction lines. It's something that teachers really like you to do. It's not something, I know a lot of people kind of skip it in AutoCAD and things, or like drafting tools in general, just because it's easier to not make them, but I will show you how to make a thing with construction lines anyway, just because it's good and it looks nice with construction lines when you're done. So yeah, basically what we're gonna do is I went ahead and made a different layer, and again, I made a different color. I choose specific colors because I already chose these colors. You'll see later when I plot that these colors are preordained to be certain line weights, but we'll get into that later. Basically, what you're gonna wanna do is copy your extension lines all the way through. Things like that. Nice, beautiful. Is there two here? There is two here. Oh, it's because that. Yeah, that's fine. So, and then you're gonna pop back down to this layer. And this one will be 4. And then we'll go up, over, and connect it. And yeah, see, that's kind of the thing with construction lines in AutoCAD, to where when you make a line, it just don't super need them, but it's nice to have them. Yep, we're going to go back here. Another thing to note is that if we see that this line, this gray line, is on top of the yellow line, but let's say we want the yellow line to be on top of the gray line, all we gotta do is type in draw order, select our objects, and we want these to be draw. We're going to select the yellow line. We want it to be above the gray line. Enter, and there we go. Now it's on top, and it looks pretty. We can do it. This one, and this time what we're going to do is we're going to select, oh, is there not a, I don't have, this is because it's not a line there. That's cool. Oh, also, fun tip. So if you do any operation, if you click enter or space, it'll redo your last operation. So let's say that, you want to make a line, then you click enter instead of typing in line again or typing in L again, you can literally just click enter and it'll let you make a line wherever. So yeah, from here you can also pop in, you might want to make a construction line here, and you can go ahead and type in copy, come in here, grab this whole thing, click the base, and again, AutoCAD will keep that frame of reference for you, and you can just select it there. Delete all the objects inside. Let me block this. I don't do that. This, and then we can use the trim tool, and the trim tool allows you to trim any object or any line that's touching the lines you choose. So I guess to show you again, trim, you're going to want to select the objects that you're going to use to trim. So it'll be like the cutting lines. And then, okay. And then select the lines that you want to trim afterwards. So yeah, next we're gonna wanna do the little tower on the top here, and I will use my description lines. Basically this is 1-3. And so what I'm doing here is I drew (1-3/16). Enter. Drew my line, and that's how far out we want the little dot to be, or the little like square on the top to be. And then we're going to move it up 1-1/16. So yes, then whenever we kind of expand that construction line, we know that's there. And then we can do the same thing for the other one, which is 1 dash. And we can just bring that out here. Yeah, so, okay. Go back to your other layer. And our line is going to be 15/2. And then it'll go up 8. And back down. So another fun little quick tip. Well, here, let's do this instead. If you want to do 15/16, you can take this and this and use mirror, which you can type in MI or you can type out mirror. And basically the idea is that it'll reflect your object and then it'll ask if you want to erase the source object. We do not want to do that. So yeah, just another quick tool that we can use there. And then we're almost done. I also want to show you the rectangle tool, and this is something I kind of use to make things look a little prettier, is we use the extend tool. And basically it'll ask you first to, let me show you that again. Select your, this is pretty much the reverse of the trim tool. Select the object that you want the things to extend to. And then pretty much go over all of your objects. It'll go to the line that is closest to where you like, to where like the end is. So if you want to get to one side, so like if you wanted to get this one, you know, you'd go to like the other half of the midpoint and then just click it again on the other side and it'll extend. And yeah, that's something that you can just kind of go through and Ooh, another fun tip. So let's say that we made a line and we say we want it to be 4 inches, but like, oh no, you made it some random, no other dimension. What do you do? Easy money. We just take the little knob on the top. And so notice that there are like these two little like dialog boxes. One of them is like highlighted in blue, and the other one is like gray on the bottom there. Right now it says like 7/13/6. The other one says 5/1/4, right? I said 17 over. Anyway, 7/13/6, then like 5/1/4. So the top one that you start off with is asking how far down do you want to go? And then the second one is saying how much is left. So let's say that we wanted it to be 4 inches and we have no idea what it is right now, so we don't really know how much we need to shave off. All we gotta do is hit tab and type in 4 inches, and that'll be 4 inches. If we 4 inches. Another thing. If you were just to hold it here, you can get your length and your angle. So that's also a nice thing. But yeah, also if you want to expand something or shrink something by a certain amount, let's say that we want to get this to 3 inches, instead of right tabbing and typing in 3 inches, we can just do 1 inch and then it'll be 3 inches. So yeah, that's pretty much drafting. It's not super hard or time consuming. It's just familiarizing yourself with the tools and all that good stuff. So what we do next is, there we go. We go to layout. And layout is kind of where we go to when we want to plot something. So this is your model space. This is your layout. What we're going to do is we're going to type in a plot. And from here, we can change the paper size and whatever way we, oh my God, it's already been an hour. Oh no, I'm so sorry. But basically you can choose your paper size. You can choose your where you want to go. We usually say general documentation. And here what I always do is I bring it to AutoCAD, and this you can choose all of your colors. Like, so basically each layer has its own color, right? Layer for color, my layer 1 is color 40 because I like this color, so I make it my base color. And basically all I have to do is change the line weights and the line colors to however thick or thin you want it to be. And you can do that for pretty much any color, for any layer, for line weights, or for construction lines. I have it at a gray, and I make it super duper tiny. And if you save this, then it'll forever be like this long, or like this color, like forever, unless you change it again. From here, we can preview. It will say produced by AutoCAD student version, and you can take that off in Illustrator, which is going to be our next segment. So watch that. But yeah, you can make this look prettier because obviously it doesn't look very pretty right now. So you can bring this off, or you can put it on a totally different layer if you want to put it on 0. It'll be removed. We can also go ahead and move this up. Oh my gosh, I've never gone over the move tool if you want to move anything. type in move or M, and you can do so. Get rid of this box. We don't need that box anymore. And plot. You can change the scale however you want. Make sure to click apply to layout so whatever you change here stays. Preview that, looks nice. Oh, another thing. Scaling. So basically all you gotta do, if you wanna scale in here, you can literally just like use your scroll wheel. But if you want to have a specific scale, click on the outside of it, scroll down where it says properties, see where it says standard scale custom, do like 1 by 1. Hide this again, don't want that. Oh. If you double click on the window, it'll allow you to move around inside the window. Get this to like the middle of your page, make it look all nice and pretty. Click away, hide that. Plot it. And yeah, basically we'll kind of go over changing any of these line weights that if you look here, you can see like, oh, the gray line is on top of the black line. Again, something that you can easily change in Illustrator. We'll go over that next week. I've already overstayed my welcome. I'm so sorry. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, or any other. I totally forgot to go over folders. Basically, you can just make a folder and you can make layers in these folders, and yeah, just for organization, things like that. Any questions, guys?
Yeah, if you guys have like any specific functions that you guys want to do, like, please feel free to like say it.
Well, cool. I guess that means I'm a great teacher. So, thank you all for coming. Yeah, if you need anything, feel free to reach out to any of us for any AutoCAD or any project in particular, any program in particular.
Again, thank you so much, everybody, for taking the time to come out. If you would like to reference anything that Sarah mentioned earlier today, we're going to be posting the recording of this video on our AutoCAD YouTube page, and then we'll also post when that's up on our Instagram, most likely. Like Sarah said, we will be doing our third tutorial probably in 2 weeks from today. So that would be at the end of September the 29th. And that one's going to be Rhino, where we're going to show you how to 3D model this shape. Just really basic Boolean unions and Boolean additions and things of that nature. And then from there on the 13th of October, we're going to show you how to get into graphics in Illustrator, just like really basic stuff, but also how to, you know, do some really cool axon colors and other stuff. So just keep an eye out for those tutorials, and you're free to go. Unless you have any questions, you're free to stick around and ask any particulars. But thank you so much.